Marissa Melton. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky told world leaders and business executives at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland on Monday that they faced a turning point following Russia's invasion of his country and that it was time to ratchet up sanctions against Moscow. Ukraine's president addressed delegates by video link from Kyiv. He demanded maximum sanctions on Russia. Ukraine's president, the head of the United Nations World Food Program, David Beasley, warned of a global food crisis unless Russia ended its blockade of Ukraine's Black Sea ports. Correspondent Henry Ridgewell spoke to VOA's Flashpoint Ukraine on Monday about what the World Food Program had to say about Russia ending that blockade.
And the food is released into the global food supply. And the food is released into and they say in the coming months, if this grain doesn't get out, we're going to see an even greater increase in food prices, which are already skyrocketing. And that could send hundreds of millions of people around the world into food insecurity, into poverty, and into starvation. A very stark warning at Davos, a great contrast really to the billionaire image of the World Economic Forum itself. A stark warning that millions face starvation unless this food can be released and those ports are allowed to be unblockaded and the food is released into the global food supply.
Ridgewell spoke Monday with VOA's Steve Miller, who hosts the daily show Flashpoint Ukraine, which you can find as a podcast on our website, voanews.com. This is VOA News. On a visit to Asia, President Biden has made headlines with a forceful statement in defense of Taiwan. AP Washington correspondent Sagar Magani has that story.
Asked if the U.S. military would intervene if China invaded Taiwan, which it considers a rogue province, the president said yes.
That's the commitment we made.
Though the U.S. no longer has a mutual defense treaty with Taiwan and has traditionally avoided making such an explicit guarantee, the president says the burden to protect Taiwan is now even stronger after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. His statement angered Beijing. At the Pentagon,
our policy has not changed.
Defense Chief Lloyd Austin noted it is U.S. policy to ensure Taiwan has what it needs to defend itself. He wouldn't go further, and Joint Chiefs Chairman Mark Milley would not bite when asked to lay out the potential military risks of defending Taiwan.
Yeah, I actually won't do that.
Sagar Magani, Washington.
The United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, Michelle Bachelet, arrived in China on Monday in a 6-day visit expected to be dominated by allegations of human rights abuses in the country's northwestern Xinjiang region. The United Nations has accused China of detaining 1 million Muslim ethnic Uyghurs in Xinjiang and subjecting them to abuses. China denies it has mistreated Uyghurs. Rights groups warned that Bachelet's visit threatens to whitewash abuses in Xinjiang by China's government. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Wang Wenbin said Bachelet would have extensive exchanges with all sectors during her trip. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris and U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy are warning of burnout among the nation's healthcare staff after more than 2 years of the COVID-19 pandemic, including the potential for severe worker shortages in the years ahead if the situation is not addressed. Harris and Murthy on Monday visited Children's National Hospital in Washington to meet with healthcare providers and deliver their remarks. Murthy unveiled a report that projects a shortage of 3 million essential healthcare workers over the next 5 years. It said there will be a shortage of nearly 140,000 doctors by 2033. Authorities in Ethiopia's northern Amhara region have arrested 4 employees of a U.S.-based online media outlet, while the whereabouts of 2 others were unclear, the outlet said on Sunday. This and the latest round of arrests involving media in Ethiopia. And recapping our top story, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky told world leaders and business executives at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, Monday that they faced a turning point following Russia's invasion of his country, and it was time to ratchet up sanctions against Moscow. Via remote, I'm Marissa Melton, VOA News.